My advice for one-sided friendships: stop engaging immediately. Someone who is not giving as much as they are taking from that friendship is not even your friend at all. Welcome to my channel. I am Fronten'a, and today we are going to find out what is going on in these Reddit streets. See, what had happened was, while I was taking a leisurely stroll down the north side of Reddit, I bumped into this Redditor wanting to know what would Reddit do in this particular situation. So I thought we could read it together and see what we would do if we were in this situation. Now, if you would like to help the Redditor by offering your own personal advice, the link to the original Reddit post will be in the description box below. And please tell them I sent you, okay? Now, let's get into this Reddit post. So the OP, also known as the original poster, is asking for advice for needing some help for a one-sided friendship. And here is what they wrote. I, 21-year-old male, am a college student, and right now I'm experiencing some of my friends drifting away from me. They are clearly not invested in the friendship like I am, and this is happening with several people, and I've tried to figure out what I'm doing wrong, if I am doing something wrong, and so I asked a couple of people, and I can't think of anything that applies to all of the friendships in question. My friends never make an effort to reach out and make plans with me, and it just feels like they are much more important to me than I am to them. They are also really evasive when I try to make plans with them. I have tried to move on, but I have really bad social anxiety and am terrible at putting myself out there and making new friends. I also really care about these people, and every time I say I'm gonna stop trying to make plans with them just so they can say no, I can't help it because I love hanging out with them so much. When we hang out, it feels like they have fun, but I have to work so hard to even make it happen. I'm tired of how emotionally taxing it is. It just really hurts to feel like they don't want to hang out with me anymore because we used to be so close. Is it worth trying to talk to them? I don't want to put them in like a weird spot if they are actually trying to take a step back, but I just wish that they would be honest with me. I also don't want to seem crazy if there isn't anything there and it's just anxiety making me read into it. I don't even know how I would go about bringing this up. And also, I don't want to seem like ending the friendship was my first choice. I've tried giving them space, reaching out, and indirectly expressing my feelings, but it really seems like they are avoiding me intentionally. So, what would Reddit do? Well, child, I don't know. But here's what I would do. Here's the thing. This is something I happen to be very experienced in. I personally have had a very long history with engaging in one-sided friendships. I have always been the kind of person who put a lot of effort into maintaining my friendships because I feel like if someone is worthy of me investing so much into getting to know them and then investing that same amount of time in bonding and the investment of making memories, then this person is worthy of me going the distance with them, right? But see, the issue is that sometimes how we see friendship, or in my case, how I see friendship, does not mean this is how the other person sees friendship. A friendship is just like any other relationship. It is two people making the decision to be there for each other and to engage in an emotional connection. We have to understand that we are individuals, and because of that, in order to make any relationship work, including a friendship, both parties have to be committed to giving and taking, also known as compromise. If you are the only one making the effort, then my dear, this is not friendship. If you are the only one investing time, this is not a friendship. And the next step is you've got to take a step back, evaluate that relationship, and then place a more appropriate label on that relationship. Once I learned to place more appropriate labels, followed by then more appropriate expectations, everything with regards to friendship and my mental health changed for me almost instantly. Doing these steps allowed me to see the relationship for what it really was. And once I had a handle on that, all I needed to do was set boundaries around that relationship. And what that looked like for me was this. If this person is only an acquaintance or maybe someone that I grew up with, they would not have access to my friendship in a way that a friend would. And by simply understanding that, I stopped extending myself in a way that a friend would and started handling that relationship in the way that you would any other casual acquaintance. The second I did this, it changed the way I saw almost everything in almost every quote-unquote friendship. And it almost immediately lifted the burden of hurt that I was carrying on my shoulders right off. But first, a quick message from our sponsors. Have you ever been minding your own business, living your best life, and out of nowhere, catch a whiff of something? Something nasty? Yeah, that's you. But not to worry. All you have to do is give one quick swipe wherever you find funk, and poof, problem solved. Psych, y'all, I'm just playing. I ain't got no sponsors. Well, not yet. Hey. Hey. Now I'm clowning, but for real though, before we go into this next chapter, can y'all do me a favor and subscribe? Subscribe, please. Please subscribe. Go ahead. Subscribe. 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 Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please. Why aren't you subscribing? Huh? Please subscribe. Oh, and I know I just asked you for a favor, but can you also give me one more little thing? I won't bother you again. Just a quick thumbs up. Okay? Thanks. Now, let's get back into this audio blog. Now, there were some specific points that you posted about in your post that I'm going to address, and I'm going to address it line by line so that it's clear and it's concise and it makes sense to me and hopefully to the original post if you happen to hear this. And anybody else that's looking for this advice. So the OP, on one of the lines he said, clearly not invested in the friendship like I am. I already addressed this in the comment above, but yes, they're not invested in the friendship because this is not the nature of the relationship as they see it. They had a friend. You had an acquaintance, or at the very least, an old friend. The label is different, which means the expectations are different. Had you seen this relationship now as, hey, it's an old friend, I'll catch up with them when I can, or it's an acquaintance, I'll see them around or whatever, you would feel different in the way that you're handling that relationship and in the way that that relationship is handling you. A friend has certain friendship expectations. This is not your friend. Not anymore anyway. So take those expectations of friendship off and appropriately label it. It's going to make the world of difference for you. I promise you. Next, the OP, one of the lines here. I'm just going to go line by line. OP. I've tried to figure out if I'm doing something wrong. My response to that is, Unfortunately, you are doing something wrong. Once more, you placed the wrong set of expectations on that relationship. But the good thing is, it's a very easy fix. Boundaries. Child, let me tell you something. Boundaries create peace in any space where they exist. Okay? Fix the label, fix them expectations, and then set boundaries where you see fit. I promise you, it is that simple. OP. My friends never make an effort to reach out and make plans with me, and it just makes me feel like they are much more important to me than I am to them. Easy answer. They are much more important to you than you are to them. But again, boundaries, it'll fix this issue every time. OP. Evasive when I try to make plans with them. This one's gonna suck, but I know this all too well. They are evasive because they don't really want to hang out with you. Like, maybe they will, but you're not their first choice. For instance, the weekend is coming up. You ask, hey friend, what's your plans for the weekend? And you get them talking in circles. I'll give you some of the examples that I get. My friend is coming into town, and I'm supposed to go up and see my one relative up the way, and possibly, and maybe, and then also I heard that they're going to be having a rainbow skittle party around town. I'm not sure if I'm going, blah, blah, blah. Okay? That's them talking in circles, and it's just not giving you a specific answer. And the reason is, they have something else they'd rather be doing, or maybe they don't, but they want to leave that space open for something that might come up that they'd rather be doing. They're waiting to see how those things play out before they commit to doing something with you. Where you've gone wrong here is you've made it clear to them that you'll be there no matter what. So there really is no urgency to lock down plans with you, because they know, hey, if all else fails, I'll call up friend and they'll always be there anyways, because you've always been there anyway. You see what I'm saying? OP. Is it worth talking to them? I don't want to put them in a weird spot if they are actually trying to take a step back. If you only take one piece of advice from me throughout this whole thing that I've said, please let this be the one you listen to. You can either decide to talk to them about it or not. That's up to you. But do not ever place someone else's feelings or emotional needs above your own. And I mean no one. Your feelings are valid, and you are entitled to feel how you feel. And if you need to have a heart-to-heart with someone you consider to be a friend, then you do so. Their feelings be damned. This isn't about them. I used to be that way too. Be in my head, am I reading into this? Or maybe I'm tripping, or, I would even make excuses for some of these people. Well, that's just the way that this person is. And I would typically distance myself, and I would always regret not speaking on how something or someone had made me feel. I would just go silent or distance and feel bothered by the fact that it's dang, yeah, this person isn't in my space, disrupting my peace anymore, but I never got the chance to express how I felt. And what's more, when you distance yourself without expressing why you're doing so, it leaves too much space for interpretation. And child, let me tell you something. Almost always, they will interpret it as you, acting funny, or you being mad for no reason, and making it your fault. I don't know what happened with friend. Next thing I know, we were supposed to be trying to get together and hang out, and then all of a sudden, they don't take my calls anymore. It'll be about you every time. If you don't express why you're separating yourself from that relationship, it just might come off like you were upset for no reason, and even like you were the bad friend. Oh, I tried to reach out to them to tell them, my wife was pregnant, or I'm getting married, or whatever the case may be, and they didn't even take my call. What a bad friend of them to just ignore me. And that's because you didn't give them a reason. Speak your truth. Talk to them about it, regardless if you're worried about how they'll take it or not, because how they take it doesn't matter. That's not for, and let me rephrase that, because I'm not saying be rude. What I'm saying is how someone else takes how you feel about how they treated you is not your concern. That's not your problem. You are your own concern. Worry about making sure your headspace is right versus I'll just suck this in and hold this in for as long as possible because I don't want to frazzle the friendship. Because again, if you just go silent, you'll probably frazzle how they saw the friendship anyway. Speak your truth every time. O.P. I don't want to seem like ending the friendship was the first choice. I've tried giving them space, reaching out, and indirectly expressing my feelings. Okay. There is simply no better communication technique that works as good as being straightforward. Speak your truth. Place your mental well-being above being concerned with how it's coming off or if you're coming off a certain way. Walk away from whatever the outcome of this conversation turns out to be, feeling confident that you did the right thing by speaking about it. And then be at peace with knowing that you told them what you felt, and either you were heard and whatever the case may be got better, whatever was the problem, they corrected it, or feeling confident that that relationship has run its course and you did the best thing for yourself by walking away. No one should be allowed to have more of you than you. No one deserves more of you than you. And no one deserves to be in your space and in your peace, making you second guess or question who you are or what you bring to any relationship. If you are participating in a one-sided relationship, you need to disengage. That is not a friendship. That is not a friendship. That is not a friendship. That is you trying to hold on to something that may no longer exist. It's hard. It hurts, but it's better to do that than to keep clawing on to something that's clearly no longer there. You know what I'm saying? Put you first. We don't know what Reddit would do because I didn't read the comments. But I do want to know what you guys would do. Let's chat about it in the comments below. Be mindful of how you allow others to handle you, and forgive yourself for how you've handled you. Please consider becoming a part of my village. I think you'll like it here. Until next time. Since you're already here, you might as well watch another video. I'll just put it right here for you. It's right here. Just one little click. Go ahead. So we can be together longer, okay? Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.